Hello guys, welcome to Nemtech channel. My name is Nehemiah, and today I'm going to show you graphic designing with Adobe Photoshop. I do this because most of my students have requested me to do a video on graphic designing so that they may have a skill how to create a good banner image for their website and logos and other stuffs. And so hopefully I'm not leading the channel astray. After this we shall just continue with the JavaScript tutorials. But now what is graphic designing? Graphic designing is actually creating visual content to communicate a message to people. And I use Adobe Photoshop because Photoshop is the ultimate graphic designing software. So take this example: if someone is using a publisher or is using Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, or they are using drag and drop website like Canva or Poster My Wall. So the output can be the same, but the guy using the Photoshop will get more credit, and you are going to see the reasons in a very short while. And so today we are going to create a YouTube thumbnail. We are going to create a poster. I'm going to show you masking, clip masking and layer masking. I'm going to show you color grading, but basically Adobe Photoshop can do a lot of stuff. It can design posters, certificates. It can design the cards. Basically it's not Adobe Photoshop designing, it's someone skilled in Adobe Photoshop that is going to design these other stuff. And it can also draw characters for animation. For character animation, it can create lower thirds to be used in Premiere Pro. But guys, in future I'll create a video on video editing with Adobe Premiere Pro. I will also create a video 2D animation with Adobe Animate, and also 3D animation with Blender. But for now we are going to handle these graphic design with Adobe Photoshop. In future we shall also learn Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. And guys, if it's your first time to learn to this channel, please support me by subscribing. I'm going to share this pre-activated software to the to my Telegram channel, so you can join the Telegram and then access the software for free. It is pre-activated. You don't need to pay for it. The only motivation you will give me is just by subscribing to this channel and also giving it a like. So without much ado, let's get started. So guys, I said that we are going to begin with designing a YouTube thumbnail. So once you open your Adobe Photoshop, you learn to this kind of window. So this is the window that just appear when you open your Adobe Photoshop. So you're going to click on this create new. You're going to click on create new, and then you're going to have this window again. And so the first thing, you need to rename your project. So the project, let me say thumbnail, yeah, YouTube thumbnail. And then always ensure that the units are in pixel. So once you have selected the units, and then you are going to you need to know first of all the kind of the project that you are going to design. For our case, we are going to design a YouTube thumbnail. So the measurement is always 16:9. The aspect ratio is always 16:9, and I always like giving it 1920 to 1080 at the higher pixel, so that when you zoom out it may not have that pixelation issues. And then everything you are going to leave it the same. So the color mode, ensure that it is RGB. So guys, once you've opened your project, you will have this kind of workspace. But the first thing that you can see, that it's very big. You can't work on it very well. We will need to resize it. And so guys, on Adobe Photoshop, when you are doing your designs, so this is the most important part, the layer part here. So basically anything that you are going to type here or you are going to edit here is going to be arranged here. So basically it's arranged from the background to the foreground. So anything you add, it will appear at the top, at the top, at the top, at the top here in that arrangement. So this is the most important part that you need to remember. You cannot work on this because it is locked. So the first thing, you need to unlock this background here. You can unlock by duplicating it, or you can unlock by rename it. So let's rename it's the easy way. And then here, let me say background. So you can see, guys, that icon for lock, it is removed. And then we also have other tools here on your left, also the tools here on your right. And so you're going to understand each and every tool here as we go on. But now, first thing, let's resize this workspace so that it may be fit for us to do our stuffs. So you are going to this tool here that's called the zoom tool. You click on it, and then you can resize by using this tool, or you can as well resize it using using the control plus to zoom out, use the control plus the negative symbol here on your PC, or on Mac you can use command plus the symbol of minus to zoom out. To zoom in, you use the command on Mac, command plus the plus symbol, positive symbol. Yeah, that way. So I think this size is perfect for me. As I told you that we are designing a thumbnail, so I will need a background image here. I always like adding some background here image. So I'm going to the files here, and then open, and then I'm going to the downloads here, and then to today's tutorial. So this is where my background image are. So I'm going to choose this image 5 here, and then I'm going to click on open. So basically this is my image that I'm going to use as the background. So to use it, you are going to place your cursor here at the move tool, and then you are going to click on this image, and then drag till you reach your your design, where your design is, and then you drag again. Don't leave the cursor, don't leave the hand on your cursor, and then when you reach here, then paste it here. But now, guys, you can see it's very, very big. It has actually overlapped the background. The size is very, very big. We will need to resize it. So to resize, you are going to the edit here, and then to the transform, and then from the transform you are going to the scale. But now still you can see you can't see anything. It's very, very big. The image is very big, you can't see the edges very well. So let's zoom out so that you may see those are transform tools. Let's zoom out. So guys, you can now see the transform tools here. So let's scale it down by dragging to so I think that position is good for us. Yeah, that's perfect position. Then you click enter. But now it's small. Let's again zoom in, yeah. So this is perfect. But now we want to reduce the opacity. So the opacity, you can reduce the opacity of this image by this position here, this side on your right hand side. You are going to see the opacity here. When you click on it, it will give you this tool that you can drag to the left. When you drag to the left, it reduces the opacity. When you drag to the right, it increases the opacity. But guys, I don't like using this this tool to reduce transparency. I like using the the gradient tools to reduce the transparency of the image, so that it may fade in a very, very perfect way. So you can use the gradient tool here to add some background some backgrounds overlay on this image, or you can use, yeah, sure, let's use this tool here. So you're going to click on it, and then on this you go to the at the top here. And so guys, if you want to open the color view, you double click on that section. And so for those who are good with CSS, you can type the hexadecimal values here to define a color, or for the newbies, those who are not skilled in CSS, you can just use the color picker here. You can just use the color picker. You can drag to the color that you want, and then you choose it. So I like using blue, light blue. So I'm going to click on it, and then on this other end, you double click again, and then you choose the other color. So like, let me choose even green, just for the sake of tutorial, and then I click OK. So guys, you can create a gradient, by drawing a line here. You place your cursor here, and then you move to the left, and then when you reach this end, you drop. So guys, you can see you can't see anything at the background, because the opacity is very, very large. You can see the opacity is 100, and I told you that when the opacity is 100, it's like opaque. It's like opaque. You can't see anything at the background. So the first thing, let's reduce the opacity. So let's reduce the opacity here. Let's give it even something like 60, and something like 60, and then I try and see the change. And then now guys, you can see you have your background stuff there. It's not that opaque, so I think it's perfect for me. Or if you don't want to use the gradient tool, you can click on this part, and then you have the presets here. You have the presets. So like, if you want the orange, you just use this part. You click on it, and then you click on it, and then you just drag, and then it's going to give you that color. So if you don't want to use this tool here, the gradient tool, but now this one is perfect for me. And then now the other thing, I need to create an image, to place an image here, and then some text there. So let me again go to the file, and then I click on open, and then choose an image here. Let me choose this guy here, and then I open. So this is the image that I'm going to use there. So now guys, do you see this tool here? It's called the object selection tool. You click on it, and then you select this, the object selection, and then you create a rectangle that covers this guy, and then you leave the cursor, you release the cursor. So I think this is perfect for me. And then you can make a final adjustment there, but for the sake of tutorial, I'm just using it. And then go to the move tool, and then I click on this guy, and then drag to where your project is, and then drop it here, and then scale it. I say that we are going to use the shortcut, which is Ctrl+T, the transform tool, and then I'm going to resize it until it fits to this image, to this project. Yeah. So guys, you can add some final adjustment by using the brush tool, but I don't want to go to it for now. But there's something that I want to show you, how to add an outer glow, because I see most YouTubers, they always add some outer glow on their images, and I always like it as well. So once your image is there, and then the layer is selected, you are going to this FX here at the bottom, the bottom right, the FX. You are going to click on it, and then you are going to click on the outer glow, and then let me drag and place this this window in this this right place so that I can see anything that is going on the main screen. And so guys, once you open your window this way, this window has appeared, and then you're going to play around with these tools here. So for example, the color by default it is white, but you can as well choose another color, but I'm going to work with white. And so the size I'm going to increase the size, and then the opacity I'm going to increase to be 100, and then now the range I'm going to make it 0. I'm going to make it 0, and then reduce the size So I think this is perfect. This is perfect for me. This is what most YouTubers do on their images. So I think this is perfect. And then you click on OK. The other thing that you need to know when creating a thumbnail is that a thumbnail is used to convey the content on your video. So the thumbnail should should have less words or less details, but convey a lot of details on your video. So like you can have your image, and then you add some titles here, some text, and to describe your video. So let's go to the text tool. The type tool is here. Has an icon of T. So when you click on it, and then you ensure that it's in the horizontal type tool. So click on the horizontal type tool, and then you're going to place your cursor here where you want it to appear. So let me place it here, and perhaps let me type anything, like let me say introduction to maybe Python. Let me say introduction to, or to, let me give it the other to Python. Introduction to Python. Guys, it's picking this kind of font because I had already typed earlier. That's why it's picking what it's remembering what I used in the previous design. But you can as well go to the font type. Here is here. You can select the font that you want. For me, I always like Constantia, and then I select if you want to be a regular or a bold, or this is now the size. So you select all, Control plus F, select the text, and then you are going to decide the size of the image, your text. So when you drag to the left, it brings smaller text. When you drag to the right, it brings more the large text. So now you can as well type. Like I can say maybe 70, maybe 40. 400. I said 400. Let me reduce to 40, and then I click enter. But I always like dragging so that I may know the size that I want. So introduction to Python. So now the color is white. It has picked the default color, which is white, but you can as well change the color. But I think for me it's good. Once it's okay, you click on the tick. But now I just want to add some outer gloss here, some outer effects here, some shadow. So you are going to this part on your bottom right, you're going to click on the FX, and then you are going to click on the drop shadow. So it's picking what I used in the previous design, but you can also choose the color. So the color can decide to be let me use yellow. You can type the color here, or you can if those who are good with the CSS, you can type the decimal values here, or you can just select here, and then I click on OK. And then the opacity is, as I told you earlier, is the transparency. So I also make sure that it is 100. And then now the noise you can see it is bringing some noise on this shadow, because the noise it is at the 100. I don't know, let it be the way it is. And then the distance, always make sure that it is at the 0. And then this is the size of the shadow of the shadow. So let me make it this way. Let me make but let me choose another color. This is not good for me. Let me make blue. Yes, no, not blue. Does not match. Let me give it red. I think red is good. Remember, it's just my preferences. You can select yours, and then size. Yeah, once you see that it's okay, then you click on OK here. And so guys, once you are done with the text, you can add some logo, perhaps a Python logo or whichever logo you wish. But for me, let me add my logo here. So to add my logo, you go to where your images are, where your logos are. So you go to the file and then you open. But for me, it is here the media second partition, and then I go to the logos here and icons, and then I'm going to choose my logo, or you can choose Python logo here. But for me, let me add my logo, the name tag logo. It is here. I'm going to click on it, and then you ensure that your cursor is at the move tool, and then you're going to click on it and drag, and then place it here, and then Ctrl+C to open the transform tools, and then resize it, and then make it here. You can place it anywhere you want, and then once you are done, then you just click on this tick icon here. By this time, I think this thumbnail is good for me. And so let me just save. So now let me show you how to save your thumbnail, how to export it. So to export it, you go to the file here, and then you go here at the export, and then you go to you can do quick export, or you can go to export as. I always like to go to the export as. You click on it, and so guys, once it has opened this page, then you're going first of all to decide the kind of image that is going to the kind of output that you are going to have. So I always like PNG, and then I'm going to uncheck this part for transparency so that it may convert it to a whiter background there, and then you're going to leave everything the way they are, and then you're going to click on export. And then you decide where you're going to place it. So for me, I'm going to place it here at the download, and then output folder, and then click on save. You can decide to give it a name, but you just click on save. So guys, you're going to find your image there at that folder. For example, let me open the Windows logo plus E to open the file Explorer. The Windows logo plus E to open the file Explorer, and then now when you go to the downloads, and then to the output here folder, when you go to the output folder, you're going to find your image there, your thumbnail there. And so guys, once you have exported your thumbnail, let's go now to create another thing. So I'm going to create we are going to create a poster. We are going to design a poster. So let's click on this Windows logo, the Windows logo, and then you are going to click on the create new. And so guys, once you are here, you are going to decide if you want your image to be portrait or to be landscape. So you're going to choose the orientation here. So but now I'm going to think of other things. So let me just go to photos, and then I'm going to select anything here. Yeah, this one. I'm going to select this one. And then I'm going to rename the design. So like I can say poster. Let me just say poster. You can give it any name, and then leave everything the way they are, and then I click on create. And so guys, when you click on create, you're going to have this kind of workspace. And then as I told you earlier, that you double click on this layer, and then you're going to rename it. Let me give it a background again, and then click on OK. And so as usual, I'm going to place some background here, some background image there. So let me go to the file, and then open, and then I'm go to the downloads here, and then it is in the tutorials here, and then I'm going to choose anything here. I don't know, let me choose this city. Choose this city, and then to you ensure that your cursor is here, the move tool, and then you are going to move your image here, and then you drop it here. You drop it here. I think it's just not perfect the way it is. And then I'm going to choose I'm going to make a background again. So the background, I'm going to give it blue. I'm going to give it blue, but yeah, let me give it blue. And then here also, let me give it something like so double click, and then again I'm going to give it blue. Let it just have a single color code, and then drag anywhere you want, and then I think that's perfect for me. And so let me add an image here. Let me add an image here. Go to the file, open, and then choose your image. Select your image. I'm going to choose this guy, and then select open. And so now to your quick selection tool, just right click and then choose object selection tool, and then drag, create a rectangle here that cover this guy, the cursor, and then give it time to trace the edges of this person. And so guys, you can actually add some finer details. You can see this part, you want to remove this section, the place that it has left, you want to remove these parts. You don't want it to be included, so you're going to click on this selection tool, and then you're going to the quick selection tool, and then you ensure that it is the negative, and then you can click on this part, and then this part again, and then this part. So once you see that it's okay, then you go to the move tool, and then you drag your image at the move tool, and then you are going to drag your image and place it to your project, here, and then I use Ctrl+T to bring the transform tool, and then you drag, you resize it, the size you want it to be. So I think let me place it there. That's perfect for me. And then I'm going to create some some lines here, and then at the background to have some colors here, some shape here. But I'm not going to show you details because I know most of you are beginners. I don't want to make you think that graphic design is difficult. So I'm going to use the symbol tools here, like this ellipsis. I'm going to click on this elliptical tool here, and then I'm going to click here. I'm going to make this shape, this shape, let it be the way it is here. So once it is good, then you are going to click on this selection tool again, but now you are going to click on this subtract from the selection, and then you're going to drag again, and then cut it this way. Yeah, I think this is good. And then now I'm going to use the brush tool to color this part. So let me you choose this brush tool. So select the brush tool, select the size. So let me give it and then I'm going to select the color. So the color, let me give it red. And then now first of all let me just give it maximum so that I can just finish quickly. So guys, once I feel that it's okay, then I'm going to click on enter. I'm going to click on enter, and then click Ctrl plus D to deselect there. I want to make some, another shape here to make it more decorative. So I'm going to choose this ellipse tool here at the bottom, and then let me choose this polygon tool, and then I'm going to make it here. I'm going to make it here, and then now to my move tool, I'm going to let me resize, make it a bit large. Ctrl plus C to bring the transform tool, Ctrl plus T to bring the transform tool, and then I'm going to place it there. I think this is perfect. And then perhaps let me add some text here, like let me say we are hiring. So let me add some text here and say, for example, so let me make some text there, and then choose the color to be white as always, and then let me say we are hiring. We are hiring. We are hiring. So let me increase the sizes. Increase the size. Yeah. And then let me add some title here, some brief title here, and then another some description here. And let me choose a different font. Let me select this one, and then let me say let me give it anything, like let me say job description. Let me say job description. You can give it any name. Job description. Click Ctrl plus A to select, and then to select all, and then place it here, and then now choose the color. Let me resize again, and then you can select the color you want. I can choose yellow. I can choose a yellow color here. And so guys, once you see that the description is okay, then you are going to add some the title for the description is okay, and then you're going to add some text to describe the kind of job that you are advertising. So you ensure that the type tool is selected, and then you are going to click and drag to make something like a triangle, a rectangle here, and then you're going to leave, so it will bring some text here, and then I'm going to make you arrange there. You ensure that it's aligned from left to right. Once it's okay, and then you're going to click on this tick, but I think the color should change. Let me make it white. So let me choose the color white. So for those who are good with CSS, can choose the hexadecimal values here to select the color, or you can just drag your mouse at the corner here, and then you click OK. So the job description is okay, and then now I'm going to resize this job description, and then drag it this way. Let me make it a bit big, and then you might also need to add some the logo of your company. So let me add a logo here, a logo here, and some brief, maybe some the website, the URL for your website. So let me go to the file, and then open, and then I choose the logo. So I'm going to choose this logo for Brandlands. And guys, Brandlands Media is a very, very big company here in Kenya. They offer videography services, photography, live streaming services. Also they offer video editing. They do video editing and a lot of stuff. So you can contact them, and if you have an event, you can contact them. Just search Brandlands Media, and you will reach them. It's just a very, very big company, you know, they offer you know, those services, photography, videography services. So you can just reach them, and if you have an event, you can contact them. So you ensure that you are in the move tool, and then you are going to drag and then place it there. Then you are going to place it where you want it to be. But now let me resize, Control plus T to bring the transform tool, and then let me resize. But now I need to change the background so that it may match the logo. So let me choose a different background for this polygon here. So let me select a different. By the way, let me ensure that the polygon is selected here. Select this polygon, and then to the fill you can choose, you can give it any color, like let me give it green. Let me give it green, and then yeah, green. And then now I need to add a website logo here, and then add the URL for this media company. These are brandless media. So let me go to the file, and then open, and then I'm going to choose website, actually to my second partition here, and then to the logos, and then I have the website icon here. Then I'm going to click on it, then open, and then to my move tool, then I'm going to drag it, I'm going to drag it to where my project is, and then I place it here, and then I'm going to make it at the top. You can see the arrangement. If your layer is at the bottom, it cannot appear anything. So you ensure that your layer, this layer is at the top here, and then click on the transform tool, and then make it at least big, and then here. So guys, I'm going to add a domain for brandless media so that you may reach them. If you have an event like weddings, the graduation ceremony, or whichever event, you may reach them. So let me go to my type tool, and then I'm going to choose the font type. Let me choose any, and then the color is white, and then let me just type. Let me resize first of all, and then the domain is brandlandsmedia.com .co.ke. Let me just highlight them, and then resize. So guys, this is their website, this is their domain. You can reach them through this domain, and then let me just click on OK. So guys, you can see this now the what. So this is their domain, but I guess this green color is not matching the content here. So perhaps let me try to change a different color, like let me say a darker blue color, so that it may match the content. Let me choose a darker blue color. No, yellow, no, green. Then I click on this icon here, and then you are going to select a different color. So like let me choose, I think white is good. White might be good. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know. White, is it good? Hey, I don't know how to choose colors well. Let me choose this kind of color, and then I click OK. Yeah guys, I think that color is good. But now in this description, let me choose red. Let me choose red so that it may match. It may match with the content. So let me select all, and then choose red, and choose red, and then let me add some effects here. Drop shadow. Let me add some drop shadow. The color is white, so the color is white, and then now I'm going to Okay, first of all, and then I'm going to reduce the spread at the size, and then let me click OK. And so guys, you can see that we have created a very perfect poster. So basically I've used this lorem stuff. I don't like typing a lot, so I'm just for the sake of tutorial I've just used this lorem stuff, but you can as well make it more detailed. And so guys, I think this poster is perfect for me, and you can export. So to export, as I showed you earlier, you go to the file and then to the export, and then to export as. Okay, once it has opened that way, then you select the format of your poster. Always like it to be the PNG, and then why select PNG is good for printing, especially if you want to produce the hard copies for this poster. Ensure that it is in PNG so that it may be higher quality. Then uncheck this part to remove the transparency, and then click on export. Click on export, and then you are going to decide to choose the place where you are going to export it. So let me export the same folder here for outputs. So let me say we are hiring. Perhaps let me say we are hiring. So yeah, then I give it time to export. So guys, you have just completed designing your poster. You can see how easy it is. So guys, the other thing that I want to show you is masking. So go to the file and then select your two images that you want to do mask. Actually select a single image that you want to mask them. So like let me click on open, and then I'll go to downloads where my images are, then to today's tutorials, and then I'm going to choose a color, a flower here. Yeah, let me select a flower. This flower is good, very perfect. So let me open. So this is the flower that I want to mask with my with a text. So let me just type here, and then let me make the text big. So let me type any text here. So let me say name tag. So this let me say name tag, and then you can type anything, and then let me adjust, let me make it be big, and then let me open this tool, and then make it large, and then perhaps, yeah, this good, this perfect for me. So guys, as I told you earlier that I'm going to show you masking. So first of all, I had forgotten to rename this background. So just rename it, like let me say BG background. Yes, I want to show you how masking is very easy. So click on this the layer for your flower. Just click on it, and then now go to the layer here. This part for layer, this section for layer, just click on it, and then click on create clipping mask, and guys, you can see how quick and easy it is. Also you can play around with the text. So like let me choose the text here, and then you can decide, okay, you can place it anywhere you want. But now this part here, it has not completed. So let me just click on this tool, this flower, and then let me add some final adjustment here. And so guys, you can see how easy it is to do clipping mask. But now you can see at the background it is transparency. So Adobe Photoshop always shows transparency with these checkbox. So I'm going to create a new layer here. Just click on your bottom right here. There's a tool called minus. There's a tool here with a symbol, with a positive symbol, the plus symbol. Just click on it to create a new layer, and then once you are on this layer, click on edit, go to the edit here, and then now go to the fill, but now just change here to be color, change the color, and then you are going to choose the color. Let's make it white. Let's make the color white, and then I click OK. So you can see our colors is white, but everything has just appeared. So we are going to play around with the arrangement of layers. So let me drag this layer to the bottom, and then you can see the image is very perfect. And so guys, you can see it's now that perfect, but let me try to add some some shadows here. So let me click on the FX here, and then I click on the drop shadow, and then I'm going to choose the color for the shadow. Let me make it what? Let me make it which color is good? Any color, just any color. Let me choose green this time. Then I click OK, and then now you can increase the size. Opacity is 100, and then the distance, always give it 0, but you can decide where you want it to be, but I always like it to be at the 0. Let it be at the 0, and then spread should be that, and then size, the size, or the size, I think it's good, the spread. So I think it's this is good for me, but I can as well add some other stuff like the bevel and the emboss. So you're going to click on it, and then double click on it, and then add some bevel and the emboss effects here. So size, you can add this size, and then the depth, you can adjust to a place where you want, and then I am going to click on OK. And then guys, you can see now we have the clipping mask. And so to export it, you go at the same procedure. You just go to the file, and then you go to the export, and then you export as, and then allow it to open. And then I select the PNG. Like PNG, it's good enough for printing, especially if you are working with the print media. So you then let me remove the transparency, and then let me make once it has completed, I'm going to click on export, and then let me give it any name, like let me say name tech, and then I click on save. The other thing that I want to show you is to add some blurry, to make a blur background. I'm going to show you how to make a background blur. So let's create another project here. Let's go to the files and open, and then I'm going to choose an image. I don't know which image is good, so perhaps let me choose this guy. Let me open this guy, and then select this guy, and then I click on open. And so guys, I want to show you how to make a blur background. So first thing, rename this layer, give it BG background, the original one, and then duplicate. To duplicate this layer, you're going to click on Ctrl+J to duplicate it, and then now this layer selected, go to the select here, go to the select, and then select and mask, go to select and mask, and then allow it to open. Guys, it's going to bring you to this kind of window. So just click on this part here for the arrow pointing downward, and then select this yellow part. You can select any, but I like using this select part. We'll do some masking. Ensure that you are in the quick selection tool, and then you just select, you remove this part, select this guy, select. What you are going to do, just select this guy, and then click on the show edge to show where your selection are. And so guys, once you have selected this person, you are going to click on show edge. Click on show edge, and then adjust the radius here so that it may show the radius. I think it's perfect. But I need to add some, I'm going to the negative. Let me first of all click on show outside here, and then I'm going to select this negative one to unselect this part. I don't want this section, so let me click on the negative selection here, and then now click on this part and also this part. And then that part, I don't know why. Yeah, so you can do fine adjustment. If you see that it's not good, you can choose the brush tool to make some fine adjustment. So you can use the brush tool to make some fine adjustment here. You'll use this brush tool, the refine tool, to make some fine adjustment. And so when you see that everything is okay, and then you are going down here, then you click on output setting here, click on decontaminate colors, and then you are going to click on OK. You are going to click on OK. So first of all, let me close this other part. You can refine it further. You can just choose the brush tool and refine it further. Some errors, but for the sake of time, I'm not going into much details. But now now let's turn off this part and then turn on this other layer, and then now go to the quick selection tool here, the lasso tool. Go to this lasso tool, and then now let's select this guy. Let's select him. Yeah, so once you have selected this person, I'll go to the edit, and then I click on fill. Click on content aware, ensure that it is the content aware, then I click OK. Once it has completed, go to the deselect, click on the here and then deselect, or you can just use Ctrl+D to remove that those lines there. And then now go to the edit, not to the edit, go to the filter, go to the filter, and then I'll go to the blur, and then I'll go to the lens blur, go to the lens blur. So now guys, this is the lens blur, and so now you can adjust the radius the way you want. Actually the radius now define the level of the blurriness. So let me click this other end so that it may be blur like the way it is. Let me give it 100. So guys, you can see this image is now totally blur. You can hardly see anything. So let me click on OK. So guys, you can see we have this blur image. But now let's turn on this mask of ours. So guys, you can see how quickly and easy we have made a background blur. Export, you just go to the file, and then to the export, and then export as. And so once it has opened, just select the PNG or the whichever file type you want, and then remove, click on transparency, and check this transparency, and then allow it to load, and then click on export. Click on export, and then say removed background. And so guys, you can see how quick and easy it is. And so guys, I want us to go to another thing for color grading. So let's import some image here. So go to the file, and then open. So guys, let me choose this image, and then click on open. And so guys, once you have opened, just double click on this layer, and then rename it. Let me say BG. And so guys, for color grading, we are going to focus mainly on this panel here for adjustment panel, and then we are going to this hue and saturation, and then you can give it any color you want, like this hue and saturation, give it a color, and then saturation, the intensity of that color, the intensity of the color, and then lightness, now the how light it is, how dark it is. And then now if you want to select each color, you can just click on the master here, this part, and then select like yellows. You can use this part to change the color of yellows. So you can see this part of the yellow is where it is having the effect. So like if I give it that color, and then adjust some saturation, so guys, you can see, and then lightness, how dark it is, how light it is. So let it be the way it is. But now let's go to another thing. So lightness basically the brightness. The brightness is actually the same as lightness here. So like you can decide to make this guy bright or dark. So to make it dark, bright, you use this brightness contrast. You can just test and see the changes. And so guys, if you want to focus on the color grading, I'll advise you to go to download the Adobe Lightroom. It's a pretty cool software for color grading and editing your photos. So by the way, Lightroom is an extension of this Adobe Photoshop, this part. So just easy to use, light, and brings very quality outputs. So guys, for now guys, I think this is the end of the video. I guess you've gained something. If the video has been of help to you, just subscribe to the channel to support me, and also like the video. Thank you so much guys, and see you later.